Hello everyone, my name is Namira Salsabila. I'm from the class 331A07. Listening task 4. Part 1. Why do we laugh? Acolyte and House. Okay, so here's a joke. A man sitting on the veranda with his wife one night when out of the blue he says, "I love you." His wife says, "Was that you or was that the beer talking?" The man says, "That was me talking to the beer." "Maybe you found that funny." "I find it hysterical." What makes a joke funny? It's a question that has beset the human condition. Science, we lose our tails and start walking upright. But can scientists tell us today why we laugh? Scott Wims is a cognitive neuroscientist and the author of the book, The Science of When We Laugh and Why. And he joins us from member station Choir in Little Rock, Arkansas. Thanks for being with us, Scott Wims. Thank you very much for having me. Lyden. Tell me a joke and let's break it down a little bit, would you? Wims. Sure, I should warm it off. As scientist, I'm not trained very well to tell jokes, but I'll do my best. Lyden. Alright. Wims. So, a dog walks in a telegraph office and he says, "I want to send a message," and the operator says, "Sure, what would you like to send?" And the dog says, "Woof, woof, 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 woof." And the operator pauses a second, goes, "You know that's only 9. You can send a 10 woof for free." And the dog replies, "But that will make no sense. People never laugh when I tell that joke." Lyden. I'm giggling here. Wims. Thank you. I wouldn't hold it against if you didn't. Lyden. Alright, I'm kind of getting my comedy writing sketch part here, but you're a neuroscientist. What makes it funny? Lyden. Alright, I'm kind of Wims. There is one part of the brain that worth recognizing, and it's called the anterior cingulate. It's not on the surface. It's a little below, and it's what we consider a conflict detector. Lyden. Wims. Anytime confused or overwhelmed, or just we have conflicting information like in the form of surprising punchline, this area gets very active. Lyden. Why is conflict important in a job? Wims. It's basically how we process things we don't understand. I mean, so much of our life is filled with conflict, and not just jokes. I mean, people laugh at funeral. People laugh at tragic events. It's because these are times when we just don't know how else to respond. I mean, humor is much broader than just up routine. It's just how we look at this moment in life where things don't make sense. Lyden. So, laughter is coping, bonding, lessening anxiety, the sense of discovery, surprise, all these things. Wims. It is, and I think that's why it's so linked with health benefit as well. Lyden. Now, humor hasn't always been looked upon so positively. You write that Plato and Jesus weren't funny. Wims. No, I mean, it's a really shame. Historically, humor has not gotten a good rap. Someone actually counted the number of times that laughter occurred in the Old Testament. The total number is 29, and of those, only two are positive in the other worlds. Only two are occasions of joy. Well, there are debates now whether Jesus laughed, not in just in the New Testament 11, but in his whole life. And of course, Plato hopes Nietzsche. The scholars, the scholars all have very negative views towards humor, because they saw it as something that weak minds did. It's not something that serious people do. Like, do you think men and women tell jokes differently? Wims. They do. It turns out that women laugh more than men, but they're much less successful in the world of comedy, or at least there are fewer professional female comedians, which is it's a shame. And people have wondered why is this, because it's certainly not that women have less of a sense of humor. And one evolutionary theory is that the men are reset and maybe even have an evolutionary benefit to being the funny people in relationships. Where we men make women laugh because it's a sign of genetic fitness, and that also why women constantly rate the sense of humor a number one desired trait in a man. For men, sometimes it's closer to know of the intelligence and good looks, so women maybe aren't given the benefits and the encouragement to be as funny as they could or should be. Like, you won't leave us with one last joke, Wims? Oh my, okay. I have bad success with this in the past, but I will give it a try. Two fish are swimming in a tank, and one looks to the other, and he says, "Do you know how to drive these things?" Like, Scott Williams is a cognitive neuroscientist and the author of The Science of When We Laugh and Why. He joined us from Little Rock, Arkansas. Thank you for joining us. Wims, thank you very much for having me. Leiden. And you're listening, maybe loving to Weekend Audition from NPR News. Part 2. Movie Reviews. Daughter. Dad. Father. What? Daughter, the movie is over. You slept through the best part. Father. I must have dozed off during the last few minutes. Daughter. Right. You were gone for so long. You should have broke your pillow and blank. So what did you think about it? Father. Well, overall, I'm little disappointed with the movie. I mean, the story was little bizarre. You have to admit, I mean, really, how believable is a plot about Captain who navigates his spaceships to the fat reaches of the galaxy and encounters a race of frog people. I mean, come on, daughter. I thought it was fantastic. I mean, you have to it admit that the special effects were awesome and the acting wasn't bad either. Father, come on. What about the ship's communication officer? I mean, what did you think about him? Well, wasn't he a little weird to you? He was always talking to himself and he had that funny hairdo. Daughter, well, he was a little unusual. Yeah. But the ship's doctor was amazing. It was so cool when he brought the captain back to life during one of the battles. Father, that was pretty realistic, but then the rest of the movie just went from bad to worse, and the photography was so fake. Daughter, how do you know? You were so snoring so loud. The neighbors probably had to close the window. It was that bad. Father, well, let's go to bed. Part 3. Frankenstein. It was on the dreary night of November that I beheld the accomplishment of my toils with an anxiety that almost amounted to agony. I collected the instruments of life around me that I might infuse a spark of being into the lifeless things that lay at my feet. It was already 1 in the morning. The rain pattered smallly against the panes, and my candle was nearly burned out when, by the glimmer of the half extinguished light, I saw the dull yellow eye of the capture open its breathed heart, and a convulsive motion agitated at times. How can I describe my emotion at this catastrophe, or how delineate the wretched whom with such infinite pains and care I had endeavored forward to form? His limbs were in proportions, and I had selected his features as beautiful. Great God! His yellow skin scarcely covered the work of muscles and arteries beneath. His hair was a lustrous black and flowing, his teeth of a pearly whiteness, but this luxuriance on formed more horrid contrast with his watery eyes that seemed almost of the same color as the dawn white socket in which they were set, his shriveled complexion and straight black lips. The different accidents of life are not so changeable as the feelings of human nature. I had worked hard for nearly 2 years for the sole purpose of infusing life into an inanimate body. For this I had deprived myself of the rest and health I had desired it with an ardor that facts exceeded moderation. But now that I had finished, the beauty of the dream vanished, and breathless horror and disgust filled my heart. Thank you.